What's up, fam? Coach Cam back again, and here we are starting off the workout at the fire station with 90-pound chin ups. So I was able to finally hit that elusive sixth rep, and it felt pretty good. I actually still had more energy after the sixth rep, but I could tell with my body that I was not going to complete a seventh rep, so I chose to just hold an isometric at the top and then lower down ever so slowly. And I was able to reach my goal of 6 reps with this weight. This is not really training the muscles per se optimally, but it is kind of a goal that I like to lift with heavy weighted pull-ups and chin-ups. Next here is body rows. So I normally would do a cable row or a machine row. However, with what I had available, I was able to do a body row here. Just set the barbell like super low to the ground, got underneath it, had my feet up on a little plate, and that was what I had to do to get the proper angle to make this intense. I track everything that I do, but unless I do this exact workout like at the station, it's probably not going to give me the same numbers, but I still write it down anyway. And, I film my workouts, which helps me to write down how long each set took, not just the reps. But if I miscount the reps, it doesn't matter because I filmed the workout, right? So here is 35-pound dumbbell single arm bicep curls. I try to keep my chest up against this post just to keep the reps more standardized. And I actually thought of something I'm going to try next time. I'm going to end up lowering the weight, but I want to stand in such a way that the arm that I'm curling with, the triceps is actually up against the post. So kind of like a Carter extension, but instead doing it with a bicep curl with your arm braced up against a post. I've never seen anybody do that, but I bet you it's a really good way to have consistent curls. I bet it's going to be the same as that arm blaster. I don't know if anyone of you guys remember that device, but you wear it around your neck and it puts these pads behind your arms so that when you curl, there's no cheating and it keeps your reps very consistent. So I actually got an extra rep on my right arm compared to my left. It's always interesting to me when that happens, but tends to happen pretty often. My right bicep usually gets an extra rep, if anything, and my left tricep gets an extra rep on my press downs. Here is RDLs, and this is actually 300 pounds, so I upped it by 15 pounds from my last workout. I actually did a workout about 6 or 7 days prior to this where it was a CrossFit workout, and at the end we did supposed to be 5 sets of 10 deadlifts, but I ended up only surviving 3 sets because after all the other work we did and the fact that I trained the day before, I was completely smoked. But I did 3 sets of 245 for 10, which maybe that gave me some good stimulus to help me jump up to 300 in this workout. So that was 300 for 7. Here is shrugs. I think this is 235, somewhere in there. I brought my straps with me to the station and I realized that this would have been a good day to do my pull workout that I hadn't done in a long time. So went ahead and hit that. The rest of my crew did like a CrossFit type of workout, and I kind of got some sort of maybe unwritten, unspoken permission from my officer that I can get my own workouts in, or I just kind of do what they're doing sometimes, but I'd prefer not to do the CrossFit workouts, basically because I am terrible at pacing myself with those workouts. I have to go really easy to survive them, or else I just kind of get cooked. So I'm still learning, basically, how to do CrossFit successfully without gassing yourself. But if I could just focus on my workouts, that would be best because that's what's gotten me good results so far. So I focus on myself and, grind it out. But I'm not opposed to the CrossFit workouts. It just doesn't suit me very well. It adds a lot of stress to my own recovery. See, take it like this. Some other guys, maybe they don't work out on their off days at all, right? And they take days off work. And so maybe they haven't been there in like a week, and then they show up ready to go. Whereas I work 2 jobs, have 3 kids, and I have my own training. Like, we're just living 2 completely different lives, and it would kind of throw off my own routine to just add in extra workouts all the time. So that's where I try to minimize it, and I try to stick to my routine so that I'm recovered. My sleep is very limited. It's dependent upon my kids sleeping and sleeping at the fire station. So really nowhere is safe for me to rest and recover. But that's why I have to really monitor my own training, make sure it's on point, make sure I'm getting the best recovery that I can. Single arm preacher curls, and I actually added in like a rest pause extra rep and then 1 extra negative with this. I just felt like I needed something more than the like 5 or 6 reps to failure, so that's what I did. But overall, you want to train as hard as you can to get the most stimulus. That way you don't have to do multiple sets, and you can avoid excessive volume. Why not get the most results with the least amount of training, not the most amount of training? I get it. If you want to train every day, be my guest. But there's no way you're going hard every day. And maybe for you, it's a hobby, something like that. But for me, it's to get results. So this was the second row option that I threw in. I usually do 2 row variations. So these are 50-pound dumbbells. I think I got in the neighborhood of 14 reps when you count all the partials and stuff I did at the end. A lot of pulling movements like this, you can start getting to where you can't finish the full range of motion, but you still have a lot more gas in the tank. It's going to be partials. I guess you could have held an isometric hold, something like that, like what I did right then dropped it. So that's the end of the set. But last exercise here is barbell wrist curls, and this is 95 pounds. So this is still feeling really difficult. I haven't done this routine in like 2 weeks because of how tired I was last weekend after the CrossFit fiasco. So that's the thing with CrossFit. You just never know what you're going to get. And unless someone's going to sit there and tell you to pace yourself and go easy, most people go way too hard. I threw in 45-pound chin-ups here at the end. Or actually, these are semi-supinated or semi-pronated pull-ups, sorry. Just to see what I had left. I was feeling really good this day. And surprisingly, I only had like 5 reps with the 45. So that just goes to show when you train hard, you are fatigued and you can't just keep piling on work unless it's really easy work. So post-workout flex, obviously you can't see any muscles because this is me in a regular big size large t-shirt. Stats over on the left. Thanks guys so much for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.